No brake pressure. Got my old 16 on here, so take this off. Extra survival rate. Out of the garage, as you can see. First time it's been out the garage in about 2 years. Of course, under my power, I had to pull it out. Today I'm going to drop the transmission, change the flex plate on this thing. I just got under the car and nudged the flex plate with my finger and it is wobbling. So I have a new one I've ordered, so I'm gonna just throw that one on while I'm down here. Now we gotta get the flex plate bolts off. Kind of hard to get the camera in here, so I'll turn you guys back on when I get that done. Pause the music. All right, so this is some crazy shit. So I get under here, take the starter off. I start hand turning the crank so I can get to the flywheel bolts, and I'm noticing there's no flywheel bolts. Yeah, so maybe that was my issue. This thing's been rattling like crazy. Not only does the flex plate wobble, but there's no bolts holding it to the torque converter. And as I'm looking, the torque converter is pushed all the way back into the pump. So what I thought was a rod knock or a bearing, it's definitely just a shitty flex plate that just broke. So, well, at least that solves half the problem. The bolts already worked themselves out, so I don't have to worry about that. Good thing I have new bolts. Yeah, I'm gonna take the intake manifold off because it's easier to get to the bell housing bolts from here. Oh, this camera one hand sucks. This is my torque converter. Let's see if I can get you guys in here before my camera dies. But as I reach back here, and the flex plate bolts, I can twist off with my fingers, shake my head. And there's no signs of torque converter bursts down here. So, pretty sure this is what my rattling noise was. This is crazy. Don't worry, I bought thread locker, and some more bolts so I can torque this down correctly with the new flex plate. This bitch is also leaking oil, but it's not that bad. I think because I crushed the damn, oil filter over there, that might do it. Anyways, this is crazy. I'm glad that's the issue and not something in here. That'd be bad. All right, there goes my old flex plate. You can see where the holes elongated right there and there. All 3 holes have been elongated. I know a little something about that, but anyways, here's the mounting point. These are also crap. And here's the new one. Got the connectors for the trans hooked up finally. Okay, and now we got I'm installing the new cooler lines right there. See if these work. They're eBay, so good luck. Anyways, it's not too crazy under here for being out in the field for that long. Just the occasional arachnid. But other than that, the flex plate is on. I've torqued it down as much as I could. I'm gonna double check before I even put the transmission back up. And yeah, it's hot as shit out here today.
2 weeks later.
Alright, so this would be a perfect example of do shit right the first time. You don't have to do it again. It's been a few weeks since I changed the flex plate on the car. It sounded like it worked at first, and now it's back to rattling. When I was under there the first time, under this bad boy over here, it looked like the converter was bad because the bolts wouldn't thread all the way through, and I tightened through. Can't even talk. I tightened them up as much as I could. But yeah, so I decided to get a new converter. I went and bought this bad boy, so we shouldn't have that issue anymore. Brand new torque converter. Not too crazy, a little higher stall than stock, and some ARP. These are torque converter bolts, and I do have flex plate bolts and thread locker this time. We're not going to do this again. Next time I'm taking this out, it's going to be a T56 swap. Also purchased this Harbor Freight transmission jack, so hopefully I don't die today. Last time I was under here, I didn't remove the drive shaft, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Didn't get these to go. Here I am struggling. Yeah, I'm going to try to take this drive shaft off right now, and then I can't wait to get rid of this torque arm. This shit's like nasty looking down here. Hopefully it doesn't fall. I couldn't get this off last time, so it shouldn't hit me in the head. Oh, shush. These spiders have made their home in here. This gets crazy. Got the drive shaft off. That was pretty seized, but it doesn't look bad. This transmission jack actually was worth the money. Made this a little easier. Finally got the torque converter out, the old one. Let's see if I can flip it over without smashing my damn finger. Yeah, so these bolt holes, threads are all messed up on this. Put some transmission fluid just to lube up this into the new converter. So now I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in. This sucks doing this shit by yourself, but it is what it is. Alright, let's crawl back under here. Alright, I got the new converter in. I think I got my goggles on. But there's the new converter. Scratched up from me trying to lift this shit with one hand. The flex plate looks to be fine still. It's on there pretty good. Torqued down pretty good. So it's time to go back in. And hopefully I have no issues, but I'm pretty sure I will. Wish me luck. just had to turn it off because we got a leaky fuel rail and injector, so I'm gonna fix that. Other than that, I don't hear any more rattling between the torque converter, got an accent, torque converter and the flex plate, so I am happy with that. Also need to fix those valve cover gaskets you see that are hanging out right there. Other than that, I am a happy camper today. Just need to put some oil in the transmission, some more oil, and bleed the brakes, and then go for a test drive. But that'll be next time. Lates.